everyone, it's James, Fit RV Shop Video. Yeah, you get the idea. Anyway, as you can see, I've started to move stuff back into my shop, which makes me very unhappy because it's very chaotic in here, and so I can't just work on one thing. I'm doing little bits of lots of different stuff so I can make room, and it's messing with my head. Anyway, so this video won't have a theme, but I'm going to show you little bits of stuff I've been doing throughout the week. And we're going to start over here. So if you remember, I had two of these, like where the cement kind of ends and then I go to drywall. And remember I said I wanted to look kind of barny in here. And so I thought it would be cool if I could kind of wrap that and make it look like a post. Well, if you search on the internet for like wrap a post, you'll get all sorts of videos and stuff. Most of them are no good. They'll take, you wouldn't use these boards, but they'll take boards and they'll just kind of butt them up like that and put it on there and call it good. And I guess maybe if you were going to fill that and paint it, that would be okay. I even found one blogger who took like plywood and did that same thing. And so you could see the layers on the edge, and it looked like a weird alien log. And it made me wonder if these people had ever seen an actual post before. But I've got one that I've done over here. It's not too hard to do something better. Watch your step as you follow me. There's junk. So it's not too hard to do this better. Here's one I've already done. Notice, this sort of looks like it could be, I mean, maybe not if you really look at the knots, but it looks like it could be a post. And it's not too much harder to do than doing it an ugly way. So I'm going to show you what I did to make that happen. So the secret to making this happen, I mean, you could just miter the edges of the boards, but miters get kind of fussy because you got to get them to line up just so. But the real trick to making this happen is something called a lock miter. And this is a lock miter. I'll show you here. The key is these two profiles. They're matching that you mill on the edges of the boards. Now, you can do this with a router bit. And since my router table is inoperable, I didn't do it with a router bit. I went to a local cabinet and mill shop and had them run this for me. But once you've got that done, it's really easy. You just glue the pieces together into the shape of a post. And here I've got three. And I scribed this last one to fit the wall and then just put in some blocking behind it and nailed it up with some trim nails. I did find my finish nailer, and so I've been able to use that now. So I'm no longer nailing by hand. Anyway, you do that, and I just decided to leave this raw, and it looks pretty good. It's rough cedar, and there we go. So that's the post. I'm going to do another one over there and another one on the corner of the closet. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about really quick is cabinets. I tried to kind of make it work with building my own cabinets, but I don't have my new table saw yet, for one. And you can't beat the economics for cabinets where you don't really care so much about the appearance. You can't beat the economics of cheap cabinets from a big box store. So sadly, that's what I've got. But it's not all bad, right? I mean, they start off pretty flimsy, but once you put a top on them, they're pretty sturdy. That's not actually going to go anywhere. And I am going to take a cool kind of paint. I got unfinished ones. I'm going to take a cool paint and we'll do something cool on the fronts. But I just needed to get some of this stuff out of boxes and into cabinets and off the floor just to preserve my sanity. So I needed something in a hurry, and it doesn't get any faster than this. The countertops are just a couple layers of, in this case, I've got one layer of MDF, and on top of that, I have a layer of textured melamine. And this banding that I've got around, this is just pine, and the reason it's just pine is because I figure I'm just gonna beat the crap out of it, and so I didn't want something very valuable, and I just screwed it on even so that when it gets too chewed up, I can remove it and screw something else on there. Same with the countertops. They're not very valuable because they'll probably wind up with drills through them at some point. So that's the countertop. Now on this one, interesting, I kind of left a little lip. I don't know if you can see that, but I left a little lip around the edge because this is where I'm going to do like electrical stuff. And so I've got a rubber-backed ESD mat, electrostatic discharge mat coming, which will fit in this space so that I won't short anything out with a little static charge. So there's going to be lots of these el-cheapo cabinets going up all over the place, and I'm just going to try not to let it hurt my ego too much. And now I've got lots more to unpack, so I'm going to get to it. Hey, it's been a couple more days. I've got more stuff done in here. I've started to put on upper cabinets, and I made this thing to kind of help me. Basically, you put this on a countertop and set the cabinet on top of it, except that didn't work for this one. but I've got more to do, so it's not a total waste of time. But this one, look, garage track. I had to lower this 2 inches, although right now it's at 18 inches, which is kind of standard countertop to base to wall cabinet height. So there we go. So upper cabinet's starting to go in. I also picked up this metal bench. So this is what I'm going to use for like metalworking kind of stuff, because I frequently find that I have to do that, you know, filing, drilling, whatever on metal. So that's what I've got going on over here. These shelves are kind of interesting. Come on in and get a little close up of this. So these shelves are in the shop, and they're just as easy to put up as it looks like they should be. You just take a couple pipe flanges, screw them to the wall, screw in the pipe, and put on some. Now the wood, that's kind of an interesting story. That wood is reclaimed teak. And look, I left most of my scrap wood at home, or the old home when we moved. So that gorgeous hunks of reclaimed teak is my scrap wood pile right now. So interesting story how we got that. Come on this way. I ordered myself a stand-up desk because sitting is bad, as we all know. And so when I got that, they sent a top, and the top cracked when I got it. And so they sent me a new top, and that top cracked when I got it. And then they sent me a third top, and that one. And so they wound up sending like 5 tops for desks, 4 or 3 of which cracked. So I've got all that reclaimed teak. Now it's kind of gnarly. It's got screws in it, but I got like a junk blade for my track saw, and I'm able to use that reclaimed teak for shelves. And I've got 2 more of them over here. So there we go. Lots more happening. I'm going to wind up, I don't know if you saw, my table saw is here, so that's going in next. I've got the dust collector. I'm going to get that mounted up tonight, so we'll have all that in the next video. James at RV, blah, blah. See you later.